Hi, cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Bold and the Beautiful edition. Today is Tuesday, June the 14th, 2022. Let's just get right into it. On a scale of 1 to 10, you know how we do. I'm gonna give it an 8. It was solid. It was solid. It was solid. Maybe because Sheila found out about Finn, maybe an 8.5. It was solid, y'all. It was Okay, let's just jump right into it. So we see Quinn and Carter, and he is worried. He's like, Quinn, um, you're still worried about Eric, and he feels like there's nothing going on, like there's no need to worry or whatever. But she's just like, his heart rate keeps elevating and everything. And she says the best thing that she could do is to, you know, speak to someone. And he was like, yeah, because he was like, you can't. Every time his heart rate goes up, you can't be this worried or whatever. So she says, I'm going to speak to Bridget and just talk to her because she's a doctor. She's his daughter. So she'll be the perfect person to know, if it's time for her to worry if she sees his heart rate, change or whatever. So he's like, yeah, go ahead and do that. And so Carter leaves and Bridget comes over and Quinn lets her know that she put a smart device in his ring. So his ring is a smart ring. And Bridget said, okay. And she tells her why, she's just concerned about Eric's health. He's been at the club a lot. And Bridget actually thanks her. She says, I thank you for caring about my dad that much that you put this device in his ring and you're trying to check on him and make sure he's all good. And she says, there's several reasons why his heart rate might rise, and one of them is just stress. Another one is physical activity, and then another one is being intimate. And she said, "Oh, well, the third one ain't it, girl." And so she says, we've been working on, our marriage and everything. So the third one, that's not it. And she says, okay. And so as they're speaking, I'm not gonna hold you long on this. Eric comes in and he's like, what are you two doing together? And she says, Quinn is like, what do we have in common? Because Bridget said, I'm gonna let you take it. But Bridget did tell Quinn, I'm gonna, just check on everything with him and I'll let you know. And I'm not gonna tell him that you have this smart ring because I like that you're just, monitoring him and taking care of him. And she says, what we have in common is you, and we just want to make sure that you're good and everything, because you've been spending so much time at the club. So that's that with them, pretty much. And so tomorrow I guess they're gonna pick up with her explaining more about why she brought Bridget over. So now Eric had been with Donna, right? So Eric had been with Donna at the club, and that's why his heart rate was escalated. But he just tells Donna he loves spending time with her, he loves being with her, and she says she feels the same. I'm not gonna hold you long on that. So we see Hope is at the door, and Hope is listening to it all. I said, "Now, Hope, like you one of them nosy people that won't." Like I said, I Hope ain't finna let this go. And she does it as soon as Eric leaves. She barges in there on Donna and say, "Tell me I didn't just see what I thought I saw." I said, "Hope, you could have really just saw what you saw and said that's not my business and went on about your business." But she did. She said, "I can't do that. I'm nosy and I'm in people's business." I said, "I can tell, cause like she went in on Donna." And Donna says, please don't tell. She says, now listen, Donna, Quinn is not my favorite person, but what y'all doing to Quinn is wrong. And Donna says, you're judging me and Eric. I love him. He loves me. Like, we can't help this. He's the love of my life. And I just have to. Donna's like, I love Eric and I got to be with him any kind of way. I'm going to be with him. And if it's this way, it is what it is. And Hope just lets her know, I'm very disappointed in you for this. Like, excuse me, you don't have to be with that man. Like, he is married, and marriage means something. It is sacred, and you are that's horrible what you're doing. And Donna just again begs her not to judge them, and then she begs her not to tell. But we'll find out tomorrow if Hope won't tell or not. So then moving on from them, we go to Baker and Ridge and Taylor Lloyd. And he tells them, I have news about, he said, have you guys heard anything about Sheila? They were like, what you talking about? He said, they said, where is she? Still in prison or whatever? He said, he, and Baker said something like, as far as I know, she's still out there. And they were like, what are you talking about? He said, Sheila, escaped. And they said, what? And so they just like, Baker, How did Sheila escape? What is going on? Y'all had her locked up. And he said, one, from what we can tell, it's an inside job, like someone helped her escape. He said, do y'all know anywhere she could be? And Ridge and Taylor are like, y'all the police. Y'all should be telling us. He was like, you are my best sources. Like when y'all talk to her, your interactions with her. Did she say anything? And they said Sheila doesn't have friends. She doesn't have family. Finn was the only family that she was trying to have. So no, we don't know where Sheila is. Y'all are the police. Y'all had her in custody. Y'all should be like looking into this. Do y'all's job or whatever. And Baker said we're going to find her and all that, but he just wanted them to know that she had escaped. So then Ridge and Taylor talk, and they said they're so glad no one knows where Steffi is, and Sheila can't get to them, but they were like, how dare Baker come over here and ask us, can we help on the case? Like, y'all the police and y'all are supposed to have her in custody and everything. And they were like, how could that Ridge? How could this psychopath be on the loose again? Like, oh my gosh. Or whatever. So, I don't know, y'all. That was pretty much it with them. So then we go to Sheila done barged in on Lee, and I said, Lee, you said you was gonna take care of Finn, and you was gonna do what you have to do what you have to do. And but Lee couldn't handle Sheila. Sheila said, Sheila making her excuses. Y'all know Sheila my girl, but like Sheila, you all the way wrong for this. And Mama, I don't see why this gonna end well for you. So Sheila is all like, where's my son? Where's his final resting places? I said, oh, I thought Sheila was thinking he was still alive, but she's not. She was like, where's my son? Where's his final resting place? And if I was Lee, I would have said, I spread his ashes like around this tree or so. I don't know. Well, I say tree. I'm thinking about the Golden Girls. Remember on that episode of Golden Girls where there was a mean woman and they spread her ashes around the tree and then the dog came. But like that was a mess because they wanted to say that tree. Focus, Nikki. So then we see that Lee is just like, you killed my son and you tried to shoot Steffi, and Sheila said, I'm haunted by that. And she said, what are you doing here anyway, Sheila? And Sheila said, I told you there's been many prisons or something. Ain't nobody holding me down if I don't want to be held down. True. And Sheila says, I have my resources and all that. I said, well, Mike wasted no time in getting you on out. And I said, okay, for Mike making a cameo appearance. I mean, is he going to come up later on? But anyways, Sheila just is just like, I have my resources and I'm gonna be out because I know I need to. She says, I've thought about everything that happened to my son, and it's Steffi's to blame. And Lee is just like, Steffi is not to blame. I said, well, Lee, you was kind of blaming Steffi, but she said Steffi is not to blame. You shot Finn. You tried to kill his wife, the mother of his child. Like, what's wrong with you? And Sheila is just like, I didn't know he was gonna be there. You can't keep using that excuse, Mama. Like that's not an excuse for what you were trying to do to Steffi. But anyway, so Lee is telling Sheila, get out, leave. And she said, I told you I'm not leaving until you tell me where my son's final resting place is. Now Lee could have just made up a lie and told her something or whatever so that the girl could get out. But she's sitting there going back and forth with Sheila. And what happens? The machines that Finn is on is a beeping away. And I said, what? Because Sheila said it took me a while to find this little place that you're hiding out, but I was determined. And I said, "Well, Lee, what kind of you didn't have any other room? Is this like this ain't a hotel? Is it what place is this?" Because I said Finn is like right there. Like this wasn't the best hiding place. You needed to be able to put Finn in a basement or something. You know what I mean? But anyways, the machine is beeping, and Sheila said, "What is that sound?" If I was Lee, I would have said, I triggered the alarm to call the police or something, like make up something." But then she distracts Sheila by arguing back and forth with her. But then the machine beeps again, and Sheila said, "What is that noise, baby?" The way Sheila, the way Sheila threw Lee out the way, tickled me, honey. She just said, "Whoop!" Lee with the flyer. And Sheila opened that door and she said, Finn, you're alive. She said, all this time he's been alive. And all that. I'm like, Sheila, you a nurse. You know this boy is not alive. You know this boy is not alive or whatever. And anyways, she said she looked at Lee and she said, all this time you've kept him alive. My son. My son is alive, and that's how the Bold and the Beautiful now, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of the Bold and the Beautiful. Bye.